Maybe they had been disobedient to the command of Christ. Maybe they just made another foolish choice. Maybe they're just full of themselves, thinking that they had greater strength and greater wisdom than they actually had. Well, if you look at the passage, none of those things are true. That first verse says, immediately he, Christ, made his disciples get in the boat. These disciples are in this situation precisely because they've been obedient to Christ. They're exactly where Jesus wants them to be. This mess is Jesus' mess. It's not a result of their failure. It's not a result of their lack of wisdom. It's a result of them following his precise commands. Now you should ask yourself, why would Jesus, so full of grace, so full of mercy, so full of tender love, so faithful, so patient, ever choose for his disciples to be in this kind of situation of danger and exhaustion and futility and difficulty? Why? What's up with that? I'm about to hurt some of your feelings, but I think it's my job. If you can't answer that question, you don't actually have a clue what God is doing in your life. You just don't. You see, Jesus knows something about the boys in the boat. He knows how self-righteous they can be. He knows how full of a sense of their own strength and wisdom they can be. He knows how much their allegiance of their heart is more to their little own self-oriented little kingdoms than it is to the grand purpose of his kingdom. So here what I'm about to say, Jesus will take them where they haven't chosen to go in order to produce in them what they could not achieve on their own. God will take you where you haven't chosen to go in order to produce in you what you could not achieve on your own. God will take you and you and you and you and you where you haven't chosen to go in order to produce in you what you could not achieve on your own. You know what the Bible calls that? Grace. It's grace. But it's not a cool drink. It's not a soft pillow. I think for many of us there are moments when we're crying out, where is the grace of God? And we're getting it. But it's not the grace of relief. And it's not the grace of release. Largely those are to come. We get them in pieces, but largely they're to come. Because what right now we need is the grace of refinement. We better become committed to teach and comfort and preach and encourage one another. Get this terminology with the theology of uncomfortable grace. Because very often this side of eternity, the grace of God comes to us in uncomfortable forms. You may be saying, where is the grace that God has promised me? And you're getting it, but you're getting uncomfortable grace because that's exactly the grace that you need. See, if you're God's child, and you're going through difficulty, you're going through an unexpected moment that you would have never chosen for yourself, you're going through trial or suffering, you better not name those difficulties as a sign of his inattention and unfaithfulness. Those difficulties are a sure sign of the zeal of his redemptive love. You're not being forgotten. You're not being forsaken. You're being loved. It's grace. It's grace. It's grace. It's grace.